got two in this thing. Bank 3 C notes. Bank 3 C notes. You gotta see it. You gotta see it. Alright. Big six. Tracy. What's that? Tracy.
#1 neighborhood sports analyst. Sorry, y'all, man. I done came late with this prediction video for the Terrence Crawford versus Victor Postol, the mini Klitschko. I think promotion-wise, I think we all kind of dropped the ball. This is a pay-per-view worthy fight. I've been thinking about it some. I just think promoting big fights, it's on the fans too. It's on the fans to pay attention. You know, it's on the fans to tune on and to pay attention and to try to get excited about it. But then it's also on how the fights or advertising try to make it a pay-per-view fight and then didn't give it the grand promotion that it needed. I'm not even sure if any of these fighters been on ESPN. I think the networks know how to make something big, you know. And when I look at this fight, both fighters are better than advertised. You know, they're better than advertised. Both of them are 28-0. I think Crawford is 29-0. Postol 28-0. Postol's a real good fighter. You know, a win for both fighters would be a better win than what most guys have in boxing today. You know, like for Crawford, that would make him have one of the better resumes between 140 and 147. Same with Postol. You know, so the greatness of these fighters and where they're at right now is pay-per-view worthy. It hasn't been advertised as such. You know, and I think the PBC, you know, Thurman versus Porter being free, I think that put a little shit in the game. You know, if I was top rank, I'd be mad about that. You know, that hurts your cause. But back to how fights are being advertised, there are a lot of elements that I think they just didn't take advantage of. You know, like I noticed they've been using the Iron Man themes, you know, the Civil War themes, Captain America versus Iron Man, you know, but there are a lot of other elements. I mean, it's the East versus West thing going on. I've been the only one mentioning that. You know, that the African American fighters and the Eastern European fighters, they're starting to become rivals, man. You know, this year, we're having a lot of fights and fights that determine something between African Americans and Eastern Europeans. You know, we just had Jamel Ellerby, who was up and coming fighting for a title against the Eastern European guy who now has a name because he beat him. People are going to check for that guy. We got Kovalev versus Ward. And that's for who's the best. You know, and now we got Postol versus Crawford. You know, and like I say, man, maybe Rocky, you know, Apollo Creed versus Drago, maybe that foreshadowed the rivalry. And movies foreshadow, you know, they foreshadow with Apollo Creed representing the black champions of the past. You know, he's kind of scripted after Muhammad Ali. You know, if you're paying attention, you can see that. And then you look at Ivan Drago, he kind of foreshadows the coming of the Eastern European fighters. there's something with African American fighters and them Eastern Europeans. There's something with it, man. Even going all the way back to the days of Joe Louis and Max Schmeling. You know, Germany is kind of on the border between East and West. So I even use Germany. You know, now we got Postol versus Crawford. Yeah, you know, this fight should really be a showdown. It should really be a showdown, man. It should have been advertised as such. I think the fans are spoiled, you know. And they don't realize when they got special fighters in front of them, you know. And I also think the networks are doing a lousy job in promoting these fights and providing the narrative, you know, that gets people intrigued, you know. When I look at these two fighters and I look at where they've came from, they're better than advertised, man. That they really are like top of the crop, you know. And the narrative is there. From the journeys of these two fighters, their records, you know, 28-0, 29-0. Victor Postol, I've been checking him out a lot lately. He's a tough fighter to beat. He's a very tough fighter to beat. Most fighters won't beat him. He'll school a lot of fighters, man. You know, and you got Terrence Crawford, who is the leader of the new school. You know, him and Errol Spence, those are the two fighters that I pick to be leaders of the new school. I'm saying it right here. Those are the two guys that I think had the best ability to carry the sport. Plus, there's tension between the camps. I mean, you know, I say it's on fans because we got to pay attention. Because I just recently started looking at the little documentaries and Roach been talking shit. Postol is incensed that Crawford is the favorite. He's incensed by that. You know, he really thinks Crawford is not on his level. If you watch the little documentaries, you know, you can see that. And then with Crawford's camp, I really like Brian McIntyre, his trainer. I really like him and the psychology that they have with each other. And he's a shit talker. You know, he's been responding to the shit that Roach and Postol been putting out there. How the fight's been promoted, man. Getting to how I see the fight, I see it as a 60-40 fight. And that's good. That's a close fight. A lot of people have Crawford as the favorite. I do, but I think it could be close to 50-50, but I got 60-40. And the reason being is I think Crawford is really that good. I've been watching him for a long time. He has a lot of tools in the shed, and even after watching these documentaries, you know, I've been reassured of what I've been seeing and how I've been defining it. His crew, him and his crew together, they work on all of the dimensions that he has, from switching from southpaw to orthodox, or orthodox to southpaw. All of the different things he can do, he's been trained that way. You know, even in one of the documentaries, they were saying that originally they didn't like him switching, but then they figured out that's what he likes to do, so they perfected that. And I think a number of tools that he has, that's what they've been doing his whole career, is perfecting those tools. And the reason I bring this up is because Crawford can fight any kind of way. You know, he can fight many different kind of ways. A lot of people watching him today view him as a banger, as a puncher, boxer. But man, when I first started watching Crawford was more of a boxer. I swear to God, they was comparing him to Parnell Whitaker. and he was kind of boxing like Pernell Whitaker. I started watching him when he was on ESPN. That's when I started watching him. And my cousin Divine, who's another boxing head like me, he the one that told me on Crawford. If he told me on to a guy, I know it's something to him. And I've been watching him for about 4 or 5 years, maybe longer. And I've been paying attention to him. And I've seen him fight many different styles. Like the fighter that I saw on ESPN is fighting way a totally different style than the fighter that I see today. And that's why I think it's a 60-40, along with his athletics and his IQ. That's 20%. That gives him a 20% edge, because I think Postol is going to need Crawford to fight stupid in order to win. See, the thing this a close fight is that both guys use trickery. Both guys use trickery. They use deception. Both of them throw off-speed punches. You know, like both of them will hit you with a punch, and you would think you can take it, and then come back later on in a fight, hit you with that same punch that they know is there, put more mustard on it, and that'll be a punch to either put you on the canvas or wake your game up. Both of them do that. Both of them get stronger later on in the fight. You know, both of them like to take fighters to deep waters and drown them. You know, like Postol is a hell of a fighter. When I look back at him, I'm looking at him, and I really trip on it, but Crawford is too. Both of them like to kind of do similar things. Postol is taller too. What makes Postol difficult is he likes to use distance. Fighters that like to use distance are always kind of difficult. You know, those are guys that like to box, but he can also fight you on the inside. He showed you that against Matisse. He tore Matisse's ass up on the inside. You know, and he fought well. You know, and you know that's kind of what Postol does. He likes to take options away from you. He know he can control the fight on the outside, and on the inside, he has an answer for you too. You know, but the thing with Crawford is Crawford, a lot of stuff is not going to work on him, because he can make adjustments, and he has so many different avenues to go to that I think he'll be able to adjust to anything Postol is able to bring, and actually make Postol have to be the one to think and figure out something in the ring. You know, like Crawford, he can fight going backwards. He can literally outbox you and coast to a win. And coast to a win. That Beltran fight, people need to check it out, because he kind of did that fight. He boxed, you know. Or he could, you know, or he could fight for the knockout. He could fight to set up the knockout, even. You know, give you a barrage of different styles in the course of the fight, only to set up a knockout. So I think it's gonna be a chess match, and I think Crawford is eventually gonna take him to deep waters. He can make it, like I say, he can make it a boxing match. He uses athletic ability to outbox him, make Postol chase him, which I think would be interesting. And I just think when I look at these fighters, I think Crawford already has an edge, and I think that edge, along with their IQs, that edge Crawford has is just going to be that much of a difference in this fight. You know, it's that sometimes it's just like that. You know, when guys are evenly matched, the edge that the one fighter has is just enough, and I think that's what's going to happen. I'm not sure if he's going to stop him. He can. But I think we're going to see the different tools in Crawford shed that he has. It could go the other way though. Crawford could fight stupid, which I don't think he's inclined to do. So there you have it. Crawford and possibly a late stoppage. But I say a 12-round decision. 8 rounds to 4. Peace, I'm out.